How's it going, guys? Welcome to the Weeb Lounge. We are in the Weeb Mine, and we have a lot of stuff that is just, oh my god. We have 100% LHR card unlocks, apparently NBMiner and T-Rex. Both are those. We got the Ethereum crash. We have an electrician coming in. We are redoing air conditioning and electricity. Okay, I got too much crap going on at once. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say there. The goal is to not use that AC, but for temporarily during the summer here, hopefully for just a couple of weeks at most. Well, it's not even summer yet, but it's starting to get toasty out. I got that thing on. I'm rerouting some of the lines and moving them accordingly. It's just getting that cold air on the floor, shooting up a little bit, and it works actually really well, surprisingly. But, you know, we have a 100% LHR unlock, and it almost seems like a boon and a curse. Okay, now where are my LHR cards? This is all LHR. All of these are LHRs. Let's see, 11 cards here total, and there's another 6 down in that one. All 6 of those are 3080 Ti's. There's a couple 3080 Ti's in here, 3 3070s, and some 3060 Ti's. Well, 3070 Ti's, 3060 Ti's. It's all Ti's. There's nothing without a Ti in the LHR realm here. But, you know, one thing I've been trying to do is organize stuff onto racks, get stuff prepped so that we can move out to the garage, consolidate that space. This is up here temporarily. I just put this together to kind of get out of the way. Ignore that. It's ugly up there. Whatever. Eventually, I'll have hanging stuff up there, but we're not worried about that right now. Like, if you might notice, there's no motherboard here. This looks like 2 different rigs, but I did something that I don't know why I never thought of this. I legit don't know why I never thought of this. Longer USB cords. You know the stupid GPU risers. They come with a little like 1.5 foot cord, right? And for what I'm trying to do, it's not long enough. It just doesn't reach. Like, you know, this rack here and this rack here are all plugged into that one motherboard. I just ordered some longer USB cables. I found someone selling them for super freaking cheap. Ordered them. They work great. Why did I not think of this before? But doing all this is allowing me to free up a lot of space. So far, I've freed up 3 motherboards. A few of these rigs, see, one rig there, another one in the back. So you got some down here. 3 of the power supplies are freed up. We got the regular ones there. Those are each 1600 watt power supplies. Then you got this 2400 watt beast just sitting here. I'm freeing up a lot of space, trying to shave off a little bit of electricity and basically just have more resources. Basically, down here, I was running, I believe it was a total of 16 rigs down here. And now we're down to 10. Total. I mean, I got a couple upstairs actually, so there's that. But, you know, I was at 16, now we're at 10, but same number of GPUs. So we're doing good there. We got this guy going, and I have to watch this because look at this, look at this. Condensation. I've got to be very, very careful about this. I had to deal with it last year. Look at that. Ugh. I had to deal with it last year when I used the AC just a little bit here and there. Wasn't an issue. It tends to just condensate right there by the thing, but there's a rig right there. As long as I push it back, we're fine. If something happens, it'd be, you guys can only imagine if some of that started dripping on a rig, what happens? It goes spark, spark, boom, dead, okay? So we don't want to do that. But, you know, we finally have an electrician lined up, and we got a quote. Quote's actually was surprisingly good. We got 320 amps going out to the garage, which means all this stuff. You know, originally I wanted to keep some in here because I mean, look at the infrastructure I built. You got an AC unit, you got a fan here, a fan there, you know, 2 exhausts over there. All this infrastructure that I built, but I'm like, you know what? If I can get it completely out of the house and all into the garage, convert the garage into like basically a mining barn, plus I got a whole bunch of security stuff that I've been buying for it and everything. So it's like, okay, good. And then Ethereum crashed. Hooray! The Ethereum always tends to just, you know, take a huge dump whenever I come across a big expense. It's like, hey, the electrician, we finally got one. Here's the price. The Ethereum goes down. Hey, my power bill's due. Hey, Ethereum goes down. Anytime, like, if the most important thing in my day is ordering a moo latte from Dairy Queen, Ethereum will skyrocket. And then when I get a bill in the mail, and then I go check Ethereum, it's like, oh, yeah, we're not paying that today, are we? It's just my luck. That's how it rolls. RNG does not like me. Okay, that's all there is to that. But one of the biggest things, of course, was that LHR Unlock. Apparently, it's NBMiner and T-Rex so far. Now, the first people to do it were NiceHash. They came out with 100% unlocker, and I was like, okay, that's nice. I'm not going to NiceHash to even try it. You know, I started on NiceHash. That's where I started to get everything up and running. And as soon as I could get away from NiceHash, I was like, okay, we're getting away. And you had a lot of other guys who were like, oh, we're going to run and test NiceHash. We're going to run and test NiceHash. Okay, that's all well and good, but I knew that within a day or two, somebody was going to reverse engineer that and come out with their own version. And of course, I don't even think it was 2 days later. It was barely 2 days later. NBMiner's here with it. And now T-Rex is here with it. So, you know, why put yourself through all the pain? There's a lot of pain involved with mining, especially now. I look at my coin accounts and it's just like they went big time. It's horrible. But the LHR thing it's like a boon, but also a curse. Think about this. You know, if all the hash rates start going up from these LHR cards, then that just means the Ethereum difficulty is going to go up proportionately. So are we really going to see a big benefit from having our full hash rate on the cards? Well, yeah, of course we will. Because, you know, LHR cards, a lot of miners just completely avoid them. I didn't. I kind of figured it'd be good for other coins as well at some point. But, you know, a lot of people just avoided them or just, you know, figured, you know, wait and get something from AMD or something. Who knows? But here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and move over to my computer here and go over a few things in HiveOS. Okay, guys, here we are in HiveOS, and as you can see, I'm down to 10 workers. I got 76 GPUs going on this, but I actually have more than that. I've got 80 total. I've got 76 in the rigs, 2 here, that's 78, and then, let's see, 1 more upstairs. Oh, and the streaming computer, so 80 GPUs total. We're actually at about 7.7 gigahash on ETAS right now, but that's not what we're here for. I have 2 rigs that are specifically LHR only, and let's go ahead. Oh, hold on, go back. Go ahead and go into here. See, let's do a little refresh. And you can see up here, NBMiner low hash rate rebooting 4 minutes and 36 seconds ago. Okay, here's the problem. Now, if you look at my hash rates, they could be better, right? I know they could be better. But what I've been doing is slowly, you know, I would find out what the max is, and I was able to get most of these to, like, was it 125.6, something around in there? 126.1 at one point using some these settings. The core I left alone, but I noticed that it was like once every 10 to 12 minutes. The cards were like all of a sudden resetting to their locked LHR value. You know, it would be sitting, you know, around 120 or whatever, then all of a sudden it would lock at like 58 or so, or whatever it was, 60s, 58, whatever it was, 45, I think maybe. And I'm sitting here like, well, why is it doing that? You know, it's just kind of debugging out and defaulting down. So I'm like, okay, well, what if I have it clocked so high that whatever NBMiner here is doing to get that 100% unlock is somehow triggering the lock because I have it so high? So I started bringing the memory clock down a little bit, just bringing the hash down a little bit, little by little, little by little. And comes to find out, okay, it actually works. Instead of like once every 10 to 12 minutes, this error here showing up, this one showed up 4 minutes, 36 seconds ago, but that was after running for 3 hours straight. And I'm just kind of like scratching my head. It's like, okay, well, hopefully at some point, you know, NBMiner, whoever, you know, the devs of these mining programs, they go in there and they're like, okay, when this gets triggered, it resets and gets back to normal without actually having to reboot the miner or sometimes reboot the whole rig. And, you know, that's downtime. So I'm sitting here thinking, you know, if it's rebooting once every 10 to 12 minutes, I'm probably losing out a little bit. So I drop the memory clock down. And I was just like, okay, well, it's a little bit more stable. It lasts a little longer. I sacrifice some hash to avoid downtime. Maybe there's a little bit of a balance there. And that's pretty much what I've been working on. See, this one did that, you know, 4 or 6 minutes ago, however it was. This guy, 34 minutes ago. This one was rebooting like every 5 freaking minutes or 6 minutes or whatever it was. And right now there's not even any clock speeds on it. It literally just triggered. Did it? Or do I have to reboot? Oh, I think it just went. Let's see. I don't know. But anyways, this is why I say it's a little bit of a curse, because having to deal with this stupidity and you know, I saw a couple of the other guys like NBMiner and a few others, Son of Tech. They're like, you know, they don't seem to be having much of an issue with this, but I also don't think they're having like larger rigs like this trying to get these things to go. See, it's starting to go now, and it does have to ramp up a little bit. There we go. But it's just like a huge just pain to get these to go. I mean, I was up for hours and hours and hours when this thing came out. I was fighting HiveOS to try to get it downloaded and installed, and then work with all the clocks and such. And you know, the 3060 Ti's, I actually had really good clocks on those. I was running a 66.1, which is actually really high for a 3060 Ti, especially the LHR guys. You can see I got a 65.3. And what I did is I started taking the memory, started bringing it down a little bit. Now this guy, once an hour, once every hour and a half, I have to sit through that minor restart. But before, it was triggering like every, you know, 5, 6, 7 minutes. It was nonstop. It just go. You couldn't get any mining done. It sucked. So if anybody out there is having that issue, I don't think it's necessarily avoidable at this point, but to minimize the effect, lower your memory temperatures down. And if you happen to be on HiveOS or any place that has like a little watchdog, set this accordingly. Basically, take whatever card you have that is the lowest. Did this guy lock? I think that guy locked. Let me do a refresh. He locked. This guy locked. So it's going to do it again. It just triggered again. So not very good luck, huh? But find out which one, like say these are running at 65 or whatever. Figure out what the half is or what it would be when it's locked. And just set your hash rate to a point where if your lowest card does lock up, it'll trigger and reboot. Or at least something close. I think I have this one set to where like it has to be like 2 of the cards that go into, you know, lock mode or whatever before it'll reset, because it was just doing it way too much. And you know, maybe I should probably do it now anyways. Where the miner thing is? Like, go here, restart miner, redo it manually. Okay, poof, whatever. I should probably see, this is the one that triggered it, so I should probably lower that, but I'll think of it later. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button, guys. This is a task. One thing I've noticed with all LHR cards so far, and I don't know if this holds true for anybody, but anything that I have that's EVGA runs great. It runs wonderful, but I always stick to the For the Win 3 edition one. You know, maybe that's the reason why, but you know, all these 3060 Ti's are FTW3s. The 3070 Ti from EVGA. See, where are you at? Right here. That's the FTW3. And let's see, I got to see 3080 Ti's. Those are on the other ones. EVGA. They run great. But this guy here and this guy here, 3070 Ti, 3080 Ti, MSI, those are Suprim X editions. And they cause me headaches. They legit cause me just... It's like I can get them to run cool sometimes. I can get them to run at a good hash rate sometimes. And then all of a sudden they'll just be like, yeah, we don't want to work anymore. And it's just like, nope, we're done. Vacation time, going to Honolulu. Whatever. So I'm... You know, I always thought, you know, okay, get the higher end cards because the For the Win 3s are basically considered EVGAs, you know, higher end. So I'm like, okay, I stick with those. I had good luck with those. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, MSI, they got the Suprim X. But let's go for it. And at first I was like, hooray. And this guy behind me, there's 2 3090 Suprim X's mining right now. And they're only doing 125 meg hash a pop. I mean, that's all well and good, but you know, the 4 FTW3s I can push to 128, sometimes 129 if it's a 3090. And if you see, I got the water cooled rig here. These are all 3090s, and I'm being conservative with the clocks, whatever, 124. I can clock them higher, but then they actually start to get pretty freaking hot. And well, this guy and this guy are actually cards I plugged on. They're not water cooled. I plugged them onto the sides of the rig, all kind of weird. I should have did that in the video or whatever earlier, but oh man. So we got electricity coming. That'll get taken care of soon. All this stuff is pretty much going to be moving out to the new mining garage, basically. A lot of work to be done. The AC stuff I had to get done today just because it's starting to get hot outside. I was messing with the LHR stuff all day yesterday. I need a day off. I really need a day off from this stuff. I work from home and I need a day off. Okay, somebody explain that to me. Oh, all right, guys. I've rattled on long enough. We'll see you in the next video.